Hey there, Divine Messages 333 LLC. I'm Lisa. Thanks for joining me. If it's your first time, welcome, and I hope you return. Today I am going to be bringing you an energy reading. I made a short and apparently it did not save, so that I'm just starting over. But I did take some notes, and so I'm going to be going over when I was outside on a walk. I'm going to go over things that I was seeing, what I was picking up on, the energy I was getting, and then I think I'm going to pull some cards as well to this. So I want to offer my gratitude to those who do tune in. If you haven't already, please hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I am uploading videos. Check out the playlists on the channel. There are lots of different ways I bring messages through nature, music, signs, symbols, objects, cards. So please check out that. If you like my vibe, if you like how I bring the messages to the collective, consider subscribing. I'd greatly appreciate it. And please feel free to interact by leaving a like, leaving a comment, sharing this video, sharing your thoughts. If you can resonate, if you don't resonate, that's fine too. Some of these, all things that I pick up and put out are timeless. So as you can see, if you look at my content, most videos do not have a time connected date connected to it, because they are meant for you when you come across them. So I could be, you could be coming across a video from 2 years ago and you're just seeing it this year. This is when you were meant to see it. So for the most part, I do not attach dates to my content or to the messages. All right, so I left this morning, went to go get some coffee, and I went to a location where I used to work. I stayed for a little bit, and someone that works there, we were conversing, and they brought up another person at a location that I'm now connected to. So they asked me if this person is still looking at cameras. I didn't know anything about it. So I told them that, and then they started to look through their phone. And they walked over to me a little bit later and they showed me a picture of a notebook, piece of paper that all these notes were written on, and it had someone's name at the top. It had times, like timestamps of so it was showing that they were watching a video or videos, and writing down notes about this person. So they're monitoring someone. It was really obvious that this person had been monitored, that was whose name was on the paper. And I told them that makes sense to me, and I guess I'm not surprised, because I had done a couple of things around this person that were not against any kind of policies or rules or anything, but they questioned me almost like a micromanager, or like a mom that's always on their kid's ass, that the way this person, the one who was doing the monitoring, the vibe that they give out when I'm around them is like everything that they talk about regarding work seems like so important. It's so crucial, but it's not. It's not. It's a job. And maybe for some people, it's more than a job. I don't know. Maybe it's part of their identity and they take on more, I don't know, they take on more authority than they really have. Maybe they take on more responsibility than is necessary. I don't know, but it's like very serious. Even in their tone of voice, this is a female that I'm speaking of that did the monitoring, but when they speak, um, when it has to do with work things, the tone of their voice gets very low, almost like masculine sounding. Um, and so the register goes down, and it's just like everything's so important. Everything. I mean, we could be talking about like, hey, we ran out of cups. We ran out of cups for the soda, and there wasn't soda to give to the customers. Like this is such a serious thing, and it isn't. It really isn't. So I told this person that was showing me this photo, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by the monitoring. When I left, well, as I was there, I also found 2 pennies on the floor. I'm going to be bringing this. I really wish that video would have, I don't know why it didn't save, because I even saw it save. It's kind of weird. But, oh, um, the person that found that's a puppy crying out there. The person that was showing me the photo, they first told me that they were in the back room where the cameras are, and they were looking for something, and there was a paper sitting out, so they took a picture of it, and that's how they were able to show me. That's how they got the photo of the notes. Now, losing the short that I thought I saved, what I'm getting as I'm saying this right now is that someone may have tried to document something that either went missing or got lost or was I'm hearing sloppy, or like they weren't careful. There's a word it's trying to come to me. It's like they weren't careful about keeping like their documentation. I'm hearing tight closed lid. Maybe it's supposed to be closed lipped, tight lipped, something like that. And I just got a notification. So someone else came across it. That's interesting. Okay, so let me just go over a few more things, and then I'm going to tell you how, like, what came to me a little bit afterwards. It's kind of like, so let me explain a little bit about how I get this information, okay? I could just be walking down the street. I'm not even putting out the intent that I want to receive a message, all right? So I could just be walking down the street and something will catch my eye, or I'll hear something. And from that piece, it's like this information just starts coming to me. And then I notice something else, or it reminds me of something else I had gotten before, kind of like if I were to find a piece of a puzzle and I was like a puzzle I had already started working on. And when I was working on it before, and when I say working on it, I just mean like another time I had just something caught my attention, and or something just came to me. It must have been triggered by, something external, but something came to me, and it's like it didn't really make sense, but it stood out and it stayed. It stuck. So, it could be months later, weeks later, days later, hours later. It could even be like a year later. But I'm reminded of something in the past even being like yesterday, or hours ago. And it's like, oh, I see now those two things go together, or these three things, or whatever, they go together. I hope this is making sense. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because if you are questioning, for some reason, you may be questioning your own intuition. You may have gaslit yourself even and told yourself, like, that's the little out there in your thinking, it's a little delusional. Maybe you've tried to, share this with someone else, that you've come to this conclusion, or you're suspecting something and you're telling someone why because they're wondering where's your evidence, and you're saying, well, this came to me, and then another time this other thing came to me, and like they go together. I can't really explain how I know, but I just know. And I don't have the evidence, but it, like, I know. And so I'm bringing this up because if you kind of experience what I'm describing, if my advice to you, my suggestion to you is to trust it. That doesn't mean that you're always correct. It doesn't mean everything that, like, the conclusion you're coming to is completely accurate. I would say, though, as far as I'm concerned, I do believe, and evidence has shown me afterward, by confirmation from others or how things have played out, that I'm way more accurate than inaccurate. So that's why I don't put time, or that's why I don't put dates to a lot of my readings, because we are on different timelines. So let me just, I'm gonna get back to the notes, but I'm just being kind of like urged to share this. So if you're someone who watches, like, say you're watching readings, tarot readings, oracle, some kind of card readings, could even be, tea leaf readings, energy readings, what else, kind of coffee ground readings, if you're someone who engages in this, and they're reading for the collective. This is not a personal reading, right? So they're reading for the collective. But let's say they're reading for like a sign, a specific sign, your sun sign, or people that have that sign has placements in your chart. Let's say you're, Sagittarius, okay? Your sun sign is a Sagittarius, or, your moon, or your Venus, or you have it in Jupiter, or whatever. Okay, so it's a little bit more specific. it's not just a general collective, like whoever comes across. So they're already kind of putting that intent out that's going to touch, it's going to possibly be for certain people, like it narrows down the collective, right? And it's not resonating, or part of it does. And you might know someone else who has this, us that sign in their chart. Maybe you're a moon Sagittarius and someone else is sun Sagittarius, and it resonates with the sun Sagittarius, right? And you're like, well, some of it does, but those things I can't totally resonate. So we are on different timelines, and one person could be like 30 years old, someone else could be like 45 years old, and you may even find that you have a lot of similarities with this other Sagittarius, like your life there's a lot of similarities or patterns in both of your lives that reflect each other. So I don't put dates on the readings because it is very possible that it has not happened yet. That this is something that for the moon Sagittarius, it's already played out 5 years ago. For the sun Sagittarius, maybe someone who's, younger, or maybe like you both have had similar relationship experiences, but one person, and they were toxic, and one person got out of it and the other person is kind of in it. So, give it another 10 years, you could come across that same reading, or you could remember it, and it's like, oh, now I am in alignment with that reading. Now it makes sense to my story, to my life. So that is why I don't put dates. And I don't knock any readers that do put dates, because we are all receiving our messages the way that's meant for us. That's just how it is for me. So I'm now going to get back to the notes, okay? Thanks for bearing with me. It is 17:26 on the clock. So hopefully you didn't think of that as rambling and you got something out of it. All right. So after that conversation, I left where I was having coffee, and well, okay, so the person that was doing the monitoring the person that was doing the monitoring on the cameras, they're part of management. When I left, I walked out and I walked across the street, and right there on the corner next to the stop sign, leaning up against it, and I'm probably going to post a picture of it because I did take a picture of it, were two bags, like a freezer bag size of like the crinkled up torn like paper, like confetti, and right away it was like celebrate, and because they were in bags, it's like someone is preparing to celebrate or get prepared to celebrate something. Now, immediately after that, and it was also propped up against a stop sign, okay? I just got another confirmation or a notification. So, around me were these words on either signs or buildings: Chase, the station, BCI, warning, security notice. There were also, as I stood on that corner and turned 360, degrees, looking at all of the buildings, the words around me, there was 4 to 5 banks. I also saw on a trailer Oh, excuse me. Right in front of me, someone's getting tired. Like, um, it could be you. Okay, so someone could be feeling very drained and exhausted by the energy that they are putting into this, what I'm going to now kind of put together for you. Or someone is projecting that and wanting you to feel drained and exhausted. Okay, so there was like this farm equipment on a like a flatbed trailer across the street from me. And I was literally in like the center of downtown, of the city I'm in, like smack in the center of downtown. Okay, so what I was getting from all of these things that I just listed off is that there's been someone who's been monitored. Someone's been monitoring someone. I'm hearing could be multiple people. Now, could be multiple people that have been doing the monitoring, or could be multiple people that are being monitored. I'm kind of getting it could be both of that. Sorry. Now, cameras have to do with it. Someone's been watching people on cameras or a person on cameras. It could have to do with work. It could have to do with work. Although someone just could be in a higher position of authority in general. With security notice and warning and the station, I did strongly get that, like some kind of like law enforcement could be involved. Some type of like law enforcement could have been doing monitoring or is doing monitoring. And it has to do with money, banks. Now, so I got multiple types of like messages that seem to like kind of overlap. And what I'm getting from that is like I'm hearing a group. So let's say there was a group of people that were doing this monitoring, that had something to do with money or banks. I'm hearing hidden money. So I feel like someone thought things were going to go a certain way, and they are just like waiting to be able to celebrate their victory. I'm hearing success. But remember, I said that I did pick up on an energy of like someone being kind of sloppy, and they were not tight-lipped, or they didn't keep a lid on the information or something like that. And so someone else like found this out. Someone else discovered something, and things are not going to go. Oh, I'm going to show you something that I'm seeing. Things are not going to go the way they thought. And so okay, as I'm looking down right now, I'm seeing two things. I'm seeing healing the stress response, and I'm also seeing the word connection. So there is some type of connection. Now, this could be energies that are connected to each other. It could be things are being connected, or someone who's monitoring, that did the monitoring, is now seeing a connection. That could have had to do with those notes or what was being monitored. Like, someone, I'm hearing slipped up. Someone slipped up. Someone slipped up. But I'm going to pause this for a second, and I'm going to show you what I'm looking at over here. Hold on. Okay, thanks. So off in the distance, this was staring at me, and I just kept hearing "they're toast, they're toast," or "I'm toast." I'm toasted. They're toast. They're toast. Someone knows it. Someone knows. I'm hearing they've been burned. I don't know if another person turned somebody in, or if another person felt the heat, it was getting turned up, and it could be someone who was connected to somebody else. And you know what else? This is why I wish that video was saved, because as I was talking and doing the short, there was someone who was riding by on a bicycle, and they were playing music, and you could hear the lyrics of the song. I don't know what song this was. It was some type of rap song, but it was saying something like, "You're always trying to be famous." That really stood out. And when I played the video back, you could hear it. You could clearly hear these lyrics. And to me, what I got from that is that there is someone who wants to be famous, or I'm hearing infamous. Somebody in this situation, and I feel like it's not, I feel like it's one of these people that is in this kind of situation. So it's not whoever. I feel like some people targeted someone, okay? Some people targeted someone, and this seems to be very consistent with other messages that I've been getting for the last week or so. And I've been posting those on my channel. They're under shorts. So there's maybe a handful of them. And if you were to watch those, they have songs. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. I'm pulling cards to some songs. They're under the shorts, if you're interested in that. But they're very consistent with what I'm picking up now, which is somebody was targeted. There was a group of people. I'm starting to get that feeling like somebody talked, or someone, yes, they were not tight-lipped, and someone who was monitoring something, could be authorities, now realized there was some type of connection that these other people were trying to, I'm hearing, keep under wraps or hide. Okay? And because of this discovery, someone now knows they're toast. One of these people, it could have even been the one who wasn't tight-lipped, is a person who likes attention, or someone who was trying to go like down a, I'm hearing the fame route, like maybe they thought highly of themselves, or maybe they do something. Could even be somebody who raps. It could be someone who raps. It was a rap song that I heard. And I know over the last couple of years, I've done similar readings on this situation, or readings that sound very similar to this situation, that did include someone who rapped. Okay. When I left that area, I continued to walk, and today's August. I'm just going to give the date because this is what I'm about to say. It makes sense, so I'm just going to be transparent. I have been seeing for like the last month, I've been seeing U-Hauls like everywhere. And it's funny because of what I'm thinking at the time. Excuse me. Or very close to that time, I'll then see a U-Haul, okay? The U-Haul truck, moving trucks. So, I left that area and I was like maybe a couple blocks away, and I see a U-Haul truck, and then there's this car across the street. So like the U-Haul truck was here, and over here across the street there was this car parked. And the way it lined up, it's like I saw that license plate on the car. The license plate had the numbers 009, and then like right behind it, so it's kind of like this, was the U-Haul truck. And 9 is like a number of like an ending, a completion, ending a cycle. There's other meanings that go with 9, but that's what came to me immediately. And the double zeros are kind of like I'm got like clean slate, new beginning, but also full circle. Okay, so something is like there's some new beginnings happening. There's also some type of ending, or cycles like wrapping up and some new cycles are starting. But for some people, it could be that something's going full circle. It could even be a couple of things that are coming full circle. So that could be that you are like returning, maybe you're returning to somewhere where you used to live, is what I got. Or you could even be like going back to like a former type of like career or work you used to do, some type of job you used to do in the past. Like something is coming around full circle. Also, when I was downtown and I was staying there doing that short, on the ground was the word locate sprayed painted on the sidewalk. It said locate. Let me write it out. So it was like this. Okay. It was locate, but the arrow was going like the opposite way you would read it, you know? So to me, what came to me in that moment was relocate, because it was like the opposite. The arrow's going the opposite of the way you read the word. Okay, I think we are still in the retrograde right now. And the reason I brought up that it's August 1st is because I'm very aware someone could be watching this and going, well, it's August 1st. It's the first of the month. Yeah, you saw U-Haul. People could be moving. Yeah, I get that. No, no, you know, no shit, Sherlock, right? I get that. But I didn't have to go that way. I could have went. I just got another notification. And when I say the notification, I'm saying that to me is confirmation of what I'm saying, okay? So I could have went many different ways on the direction, the route I was headed. I chose that street, and it wasn't because I saw a U-Haul truck. I didn't see it because it was around the corner of the way I was going down, because it's this certain street, kind of like there's another street that veers off kind of like at an angle, and I chose not to go straight. I chose to go down the one that was an angle, and I couldn't see it from the where I was coming from. So I'm also bringing up, like, I know I said that I don't talk about dates, but I am bringing up the retrograde because something could be coming back around. And when you see this again, or when you see this, if you see this, and it's the future, it's not, August 1st of some year, it could be relevant to when you watch this. So even if it's not during a retrograde, that could be just relevant for you. And I just want to be transparent that I understand it's the first of the month. There's going to be U-Haul trucks. So I don't personally believe in coincidences. It doesn't mean someone else doesn't have to believe in coincidences. But yeah, anyway. So, okay, I saw after the U-Haul truck with the 009, I saw two butterflies, and I'm going to post those videos just because they're very pretty. One was here, I did a screenshot. I'm going to read off. Basically, when I looked up these two butterflies, I saw a monarch butterfly, and I saw it is called spice bush swallowtail butterfly. So it was black. It went right by my face. And I had like 4% left on the phone I had with me. And so I was just like, please, I hope I get this, on video, because I really want to share it with people. It was a black butterfly with blue on it, and really big. I also, the other day, I still have to post this video too, because, I don't remember, I don't think I did post the video. But it was a big yellow butterfly. And if you've watched any of my content, especially the shorts, there's a couple of swans that I live near where they live, the birds I'm talking about. And I went to go visit them, and there was a big yellow butterfly. So butterflies, if you are seeing butterflies lately, especially, not maybe like typical butterflies, this message is most likely you're going to take something from it. Also, if you have been seeing a lot of white butterflies, to me, there's a few things that when I come across them, it is kind of like confirmation for me that I'm on the right path. My hunch is right. My intuition is right. I don't know if you hear that, but it's a car horn. Again, confirmation. That you're on the right path. So if you're coming across white butterflies. So I just Googled, the spiritual meaning of this particular butterfly, and I Googled the monarch spiritual meaning, and they basically say the same thing. So just real quick, the spicebush swallowtail butterfly, like other swallowtails, is often associated with transformation, change, and new beginnings. It can also symbolize freedom, joy, and beauty of the soul. Specifically seen as spicebush swallowtail might be interpreted as a message of hope, resilience, and spiritual awakening. And the spiritual connection, some cultures believe that butterflies, particularly swallowtails, can represent a connection to the spiritual realm, possibly even a message from loved ones who have passed away. So I said earlier that when I was in when I was in that store getting the coffee, talking to the person that showed me the photo of those notes they took about another person, I found 2 pennies. Okay, so do I even have them with me? I found 2 pennies, and here's one. And as I'm sitting here, I am seeing this. Awakenings. So, lots of confirmations in this. Thank you very much to the angels, to my guides. I'm very, very, very grateful for all of the confirmations. And I'm feel very honored and blessed to bring these messages to whoever comes across them and whoever they are for. I do feel like at this time there may be someone who's passed that is on your mind. It could be very close to some type of anniversary that has to do with them. There is an injustice. This is just coming to me right now, okay? So I'm just going to let it flow out. There is an injustice that was caused against you, and it's coming to the surface. I'm trying to hear this song that's going by. I can't make it out. I'm looking down and I'm seeing this word. Yes. There was an injustice that was caused against you, and there's going to be great things. There's going to be great things that come from this when this comes to the surface. There's going to be great things because you have healed the way you respond to stress. You've been open to different remedies. You've had awakenings. Those that are watching this, you are shining stars. I hope that this video is not showing this backwards. You have come to appreciate the little things. You have come to appreciate the little things. And you have spiritual protection. someone is going to want, the people involved or someone involved is going to want to play the victim. I'm going to start pulling cards now. They're going to want to, so my phone was just sitting on top of this deck. And what do you meme? Okay, so someone's going to come and act stupid when they're questioned, or if they contact you and they want to get, I feel like somebody might come in and try to get information, like somebody wants to know what you know. Somebody wants to know what you know, and they're going to come in, someone's going to come in and either try to like rekindle like a friendship or some type of connection. That could be why connection is here also. Someone, or you might be in a new connection. There might be a new connection. Okay, could be a new connection. Just got a confirmation. There's a new connection. So there's going to be someone from your past that's going to come in. It could be a friend. It could be somebody who wants to try to be friends after some type of falling out. Somebody wants to know what you know, or if you know something. It could even be someone with very, like you really are in tune with your intuition and they know it. And somehow you could even be telling people some things. So be careful of what you are sharing with people, but you could be telling people some things, just having a conversation with people. And they could be connected to somebody that you know. Somebody might be trying to play innocent, smiling in your face, but they're really like this. Okay? They're coming off like this. You may feel like this about them. Be careful of what you're telling people. So they're gonna, when I saw this deck sitting here, what do you meme? It's like they want to play stupid, like, what do you mean? Oh, what do you mean by that? Oh, like they want to gaslight. Somebody's going to gaslight you. They're going to downplay something. What else do you want to show me from this deck? And then we're going to move on to a different deck. What else do you want to show the collective from this deck? A bunch of these came out. I don't know. Let me just look at this real quick. All right. So what I want you to do is I want you to go with your intuition. I want you to tap into your intuition. And the first things that come to your mind, I want you to trust that, okay? I will touch a little bit on what's coming to me, but what I feel I'm being guided to put out to you is that you look at this, and this is a little exercise for you to trust your intuition, you to tap into your intuition. I'm hearing brave face, but I'm also seeing like putting on a face, like a front. Like obviously this is not like somebody is very surprised. Somebody's surprised at something. Someone might even be impersonating another person, but it's very obvious. This could be a new connection, or you were in a connection with someone, and people perceived your connection as like maybe you were a happy couple, or you were best friends, or you were best buddies, or just like a perfect pair, something like that. If it's a new connection that you're picking up on for this, you two are very, very similar with some differences, but you're both in a happy place. One of you could also be, this could be for, a karmic relationship, or I just feel like one is definitely like a divine masculine, divine feminine. Or they're very in tune with their divinity. I feel like people are going to be very shocked, surprised at the information that's coming out, and someone from your past, because this is like a ghost, I'm seeing a ghost, someone from your past is like, they're looking in from the outside, like a ghost who's looking in like their former house, and they're watching, but now they're on the outside. They're on the outside looking in. That's what I'm trying to say. Someone from your past. And what they see is that you are very content. You are very content. And it really pisses them off. You may also be getting some kind of information that is going to make you very emotional. It's going to trigger negative emotions. And this could be for the divine, masculine or feminine. I feel, though, that you're very unique, you're very rare, and you're not going to, like, you know how to stay composed. You may feel like this, but see how they're home alone, like, or no one's around them? If you have to be questioned about anything, this is going to be your demeanor. And you're probably going to have to, you may have to come into some type of like contact, or I'm hearing facing the enemy. Like, you may have to, I'm getting like, if you, this is someone you haven't been around in a long time. You may have to come into close contact, close proximity. But again, you're going to be able to stay composed. Your demeanor, they're not going to be able to get that reaction. I feel like somebody wants you could be dealing with a narcissist where they are trying to provoke you, and they want you to, because the heat's on them and they know that they are toast, but they want to, I'm very flexible. They want to come off like, oh, nothing's bothering them. And they want to project that anger that they're really feeling onto you, so that you come off like this, and then they can point the finger at you. But you are going to be the one who's victorious, and again, something to do with money. I feel like somebody might be wanting to try to hide the evidence or get rid of the evidence. Um, but also feel like you're going to be so blessed that you'll have enough that you can even like burn it up if you needed to, and you'll still have enough for whatever you need. Um, okay. I'm going to pull some cards from a couple other decks here. If you could just hold on a second. Okay. So I have the Island Time Wellness Oracle deck, and then I have a deck I channeled and made myself. So we will start with this. Here at the bottom we have camera. Reminiscing, keepsake, perception, learn from the past, make memories. But like, what did I start out this whole thing by saying? There was someone who was watching cameras, okay? There was someone who was watching cameras. There is some evidence in this situation. There is actual evidence. Passion, insane chemistry, like each other, equally having fun. This is about a new connection that's coming in or has come in for you. I feel like when this connection, if it hasn't come in for you yet, this is kind of like going to be the I'm hearing jumping off point. Like triggering like a domino effect. Like when this person, this new connection comes in, that's when all this is going to start playing out. I like you. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming. Fun, flirting, want to date. Okay? Yes. So when you meet someone where there's like this mutual interest, that's like when this is going to start playing out. So if that hasn't happened for you yet, this probably isn't playing out, although you could be like at the beginning stages of stuff where like pay attention to your surroundings, pay attention to your intuition, the signs, synchronicities, all of that stuff, because like I said, I was walking down the street and I noticed that confetti up against a stop sign, and I looked around and I saw different words, and I noticed all these banks, and it just started, because I'm open, it just starts coming, okay? Paradise, happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. Like I said, when this starts happening, it's gonna get the ball rolling, and but before this connection comes in, if it hasn't come in for you yet, you're going to like check, like you might even be someone that is getting like a lot of spam emails that seem like almost like harassment. It could be, because I said this in a short the other night, they could be spams like a lot of like sexual type of thing, like pornographic, or like because you could be somebody who's kind of been to yourself a lot, and so maybe you're not into dating sites, or like entertaining that part of that aspect of life, right? But you keep getting like all of these spam emails that have to do with like sexually explicit information, advertising, pornographic things. It could be like if you're an older person, you could be getting like, it's almost like if somebody was mocking you, like mocking you, but through spam. So signing you up for certain things, maybe selling your information on the dark web, and or putting your email address up. Like I feel like someone's doing that because they're super immature, and they're trying to provoke you. They could be using your information. They could be using things, and you're getting weird emails or text messages, notifications like, oh, you're approved for this loan, or, we have like, I don't know, like if you have kids, like, oh, we got your kids' photographs and we're gonna, put them in this advertisement. Just hit accept. Like, what? What are you talking about? Who's using my kids' pictures? What the hell's going on? They're trying to provoke you in these very immature, stupid ways, to get you to like lash out, or to stress you out, or to trigger you, to put you in a bad mood. It's just, I know it sounds really crazy and far-fetched, but pay attention to crap like that, okay? On the bottom of the deck, I'm going to move on to the other deck. On the bottom of the deck, there's engagement, partnership, commitment, eternity, completion, union. Okay, so this is definitely talking about a new connection. Also, though, you could be, it's another indication that this could be someone who has targeted you, could also be someone you were in some type of partnership with, or you were in some type of higher level of commitment with. Okay. What else can you tell us about the situation when it comes to the collective and these signs? What can you tell us? What else does the collective need to know about the situation? What else does the collective need to know about the situation? You literally experienced them projecting. This came out in one or two other readings the other night. And on the back, we have 3 to 5 years. You could have been with this person for 3 to 5 years. You could have been, like, not in contact with them for 3 to 5 years. When the shit hits the fan, I'm hearing, they could be facing 3 to 5 years. They could have been doing this for 3 to 5 years. You better believe it. They are definitely regretting their decisions. And keep your vibration high, okay? Like I said, they're really projecting, like their paranoia. They're projecting their regret. They're projecting just a bunch of negative BS onto you, wanting you to take on that burden. They want you to feel that way. They want you to feel like this. They want, I don't know what I just did with those cards. The meme cards, the person freaking out. They want you to feel that way, okay? But you keep your vibration high. They want you to feel like this. Keep your vibration high. What else does the collective need to know with this situation? They will be blocked from traveling, and they are being surveillanced. What did I say? That's how I started this whole thing off, is the conversation I had with someone who was talking about a person who was monitoring another person. They are being surveillanced. You may live at a distance, or they may, I'm hearing again, the heat is on. They may be feeling that and thinking that they're going to run, escape, I'm hearing. They will be blocked from traveling. Someone has a demonic attachment, or they act like they would have that. For some people, and this is very. I've noticed that people seem to be much more open to this kind of these practices, like it seems much more mainstream is what I'm trying to say, with like witchcraft and hoodoo, satanic worship, calling on demons. It just seems to be much more mainstream, because of like TikTok and Etsy and these apps and stuff like that. And it doesn't mean that people are, sitting there with the pentagram and worshiping the devil and stuff. But you would be very surprised to know what people's true thoughts are on some of these things. Things that they really aren't, like you may have a conversation. You could even try bringing it up with somebody. Like a year or so ago, I learned that some people were Satanists, okay? Now, just like other faiths, there are kind of different like levels, like let's say Christians. Some Christians believe in this stuff. Some Christians don't believe in that and they believe in this. Some practice, being kind to others, and some Christians bash others that aren't like them. So you don't know what level, what degree, so I'm not thinking, personally, I don't think like if you are a Satanist, you are a horrible person, or you're over there with pentagrams doing evil things, and you want everyone to like burn in hell, but you really don't know, unless they're sharing these things with you, you really don't know. So I asked a person that I was connected to if because these were mutual people, we all knew each other, and I said, I didn't know that they were Satanists, and the person I was saying that to was like, oh, I think that's great. Well, I never would have thought that they said that they would say that was great. That doesn't mean that they're practicing or they were a Satanist, but I was really surprised by that. So you would, and most people aren't just sitting around talking about demons and shit, right? So you may be very surprised to find out who's open or not judging others, or who is like open-minded to or accepting of some things. I personally was connected to someone, and I was totally unaware and knew this person for over a decade, totally very extreme, like you couldn't get closer than us, did not know that they were open to and practicing demonic things or reaching out to that energy. I was not aware of that. If you were wondering if this was happening to you, then there's a reason you were wondering it, because you already knew, your higher self already knew someone may be attempting to blackmail you. They could do this with, just information that they know about you. They could, even if they were tracking you, they were probably hacking you, hacking. They were probably also hacking you. They could have, maybe they already do have, they could have like sensitive information about you through hacking. It could be, I'm hearing emails. They could have gotten it from your emails. But what I was going to say is photos. Fuck that. If they got photos that, you would never have wanted others to see, let it rip. Let it fly. Whatever. Don't be ashamed of whatever you've done in the past. I mean, if it's not, if you weren't harming other people, because I know, what is that called? Oh, like revenge porn, right? Say you were in a relationship and maybe you took some intimate photos. Someone took some photos of you, or or maybe that was even from a past relationship, and then this person that wasn't part of that, but you were, you're now in a new relationship, and then that relationship ended, right? So that they know, like, oh, you have these things in your email. Well, I'm going to go into your email, and I'm going to get that from you and this other ex before I ever showed up in your life, and I'm going to take that, and I'm going to show people. And if you don't give me this, or you don't, tell me, if you don't promise not to pursue, legally, go after me legally, I'm gonna send this out. I'm gonna send this to your new, the new person, the person that likes you, your new connection, right? Whatever. That's what I would have to say. What the fuck ever. Who cares? Who cares? This also came up in a past reading the other night. Corrupt FBI agent. Now, I did say that I saw BCI. Those initials, BCI, on something. What it stood for when I saw it, it had to do with something irrelevant to what I'm going to say came to my mind. What came to my mind was Bureau Criminal of Investigation. Bureau of Criminal Investigation is what came to my mind when I saw BCI. That what I saw, that was not actually for the Bureau of Criminal Investigation, so I just want to make that clear. So I Googled it because I wasn't sure if that's the right acronym for that. So there is the BCA, Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. Some states do use BCI for the Bureau of Criminal Investigation, okay? Again, when I saw those letters, it wasn't for that. It was for totally something different. But, that goes along with the whole camera thing. And the banks, I know I read it off on the notes, but I don't know if I touched on it, so I'm going back to the notes for a minute here. I saw this farm equipment on the flatbed truck. Maybe I already said this. I'm just going to say it again. I got a few different things from that. So first, what came to me is that someone may live in a rural area, but they are still somehow connected to the city, because I was downtown. And the downtown where I was has a city feel to it. I know all downtowns don't, but this has a city feel to it. But there was like a little farm vehicle thing. I don't know what those things are called. Kind of like a little tractor. But there could be someone involved that lives in an area where that's more common, but they also are connected to the city or city life. So an example could be someone lives out in a kind of like more rural country area, but they work in an urban city. Okay. The other thing then a little bit afterwards, as I was like meditating on this stuff, what came to me is someone's digging up information or they're digging into something. And I will say that the BCI that I saw has to do with construction. Not a criminal bureau, but construction. Okay, so that again is like digging, okay? Can you tell me anything about like who's involved? Any more details on who's involved? Something just flipped. This has to do with a stolen inheritance. Someone could be in danger because of a stolen inheritance. What other details can you give the collective so that they know if this is for them? What other details? Someone's past neighbors could be gang stalking them and hacked your social media accounts. Okay. We're at 1:17:19, so let's wrap this up. There's someone who's very lazy. Someone is very lazy. And again, I called it earlier, but empath and narcissist. So if you are the person who's being targeted, you are an empath, most likely. That is probably why I'm being urged to encourage you to really listen to your higher self, to your intuition, to tap into that, to trust it. And I did talk about narcissistic tendencies, the narcissist, that you're probably dealing with a narcissist. And we have one-way ticket. Yeah, somebody's trying to take off. But they're going to be blocked from traveling. Someone's trying to take off. You may hear about something like that. Right now I'm seeing like someone being apprehended and it's on the news. I don't know. I'm getting a vision of that right now. I'm seeing that. It's like I see like how you would see like a news on a TV screen, like a news story. Oh, there's another card that fell. Okay, it fell in my shoe. Hold on a second here. And another card fell. So this card fell into my shoe and it's like, I try to grab it and it's going deeper. So someone hid something. Someone's hiding something. I think I said that earlier. Someone's hiding something. Someone hid. I think I mentioned that earlier. Like, okay. You have knowledge they can be violent. Okay. and then 1 to 3 years. We also have trying to get their stories straight. So there are multiple people. And remember, I did say that someone wasn't tight-lipped, so some information got out. And now an outside party is realizing there's a connection. So someone's probably being questioned. Right now, I'm also seeing this I'm hearing stalemate or stalling. I'm seeing this, like they don't want to talk. Like I'm seeing this as like somebody who's being brought in for questioning and they just want to be quiet. Like, oh, I'm hearing like rights and like Fifth Amendment. Isn't that where you can like say you don't want to speak or something? They want to exercise their Fifth Amendment rights. Like they don't want to speak. They're trying to get their stories straight, and someone could be a foreigner. Okay, if someone is a foreigner, what I'm hearing right now is that, especially with this administration, they could face being deported. Someone could face being deported. 1 to 3 years. This could be someone who's been here in this country or wherever you're watching this, been in your country for 1 to 3 years. They could be facing 1 to 3 years. You could have known this person for 1 to 3 years, or they've been doing this for 1 to 3 years. And we also have the 3 to 5 years, so that could be also, that could apply to this foreigner, the 3 to 5 years. I'm going to use one last deck just to get a little advice to kind of like I'm feeling, hold on a second, I'm going to grab my little singing bowl because I'm feeling like we should break this energy up, so hold on 1 second please. Okay, so I am also a Reiki practitioner. I don't talk about that much on the channel, but I am a Reiki practitioner. I'm going to be doing more with Reiki and healing energy on the channel. So if you're still with me at 1 hour 22 seconds, and it was 1 hour 22 minutes and 33 seconds as I was saying that. That's 1 2 3. Okay, so this is the beginning of something is building. These are the beginning stages of something. Like I was saying, if you started a new connection with someone, or you're picking up on some of these signs that I was talking about, the toxic emails, or you feeling like someone's hacking you, provoking you, things like that, this is the beginning of this whole situation playing out. But I'm feeling the need to break up this energy, so I'm just going to tap the bowl, tap the notification bell, maybe tap the notification bell if you are interested in seeing more of these readings. I don't always do energy readings, and especially it seems like when I do this, they're always so long. I'm seeing 1 2 3 5 2 right now, so I'm just being asked to break up this energy. Okay, and we are going to just end now with I know I was in the middle of saying something earlier and I don't remember what it was, so we're just going to finish with, I really can't remember what the deck is called. I had to remove a lot of my decks from their boxes like 6 months ago. And this one I don't have, but it is from Sonia Choquette, I believe. She also has a channel. So this is just some like advice or suggestions, something better, like healing the energy, to switch up this energy for us, for whoever's watching. Go with the flow. Don't force anything. I also wouldn't push anything if you're not experiencing any of these things yet, but this is resonating for you. I wouldn't like go searching to get this going. I would just go with the flow. Face your adversities. I'm hearing right now, like, even if you have like debts and things like that, just do what you got to do to tackle any challenges, obstacles, adversities you're dealing with. Become a clear channel, okay? Please, please, if you resonate, if you relate to, identify with being an empath, someone who's very much in tune with your intuition, you're just feeling that stronger more recently, please tap in. Please tap in. There's a reason you're being called to do that. It is for your benefit. It is for your greater good, I'm hearing. It's going to help you, and you may even be someone who wants to help others and is wondering what your purpose is. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be like a reader or a healer, but there is something that you can offer. It's going to start with yourself. It could even be that you're just going to be inspirational to others that need to do that for themselves as well. Just go with it. Trust it and go with it. Say no. That's going to mean different things for different people. And make necessary sacrifices. There may be some things that you feel like pressured. I'm feeling a lot of pressure, actually. There may be something, or like obligations or commitments, contracts, things that you are feeling like obligated to stick with, but you actually feel like they're weighing you down, holding you back. I'm hearing stifle. You may need to make those sacrifices in order to move ahead, to go to the next level. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3 again in my mind. Sometimes we just have to make those sacrifices, but from what comes from it aligns us onto the path that we want. And I'm seeing the white butterfly in my mind. Grieve your losses. If you have gone through the adversities, the challenges, the obstacles, you've lost things, and you had to keep pushing, you had to keep going, it actually may have left you feeling like this, like you don't even feel your emotions. What is that? Kind of like autopilot, where you just kind of like to turn off your emotions. Well, it's time to tune in, not turn off, tune in. That's actually going to help. It's going to let yourself have a meltdown. Let yourself, if you feel like you just are so drained and exhausted, all you want to do is sleep. Give yourself that a little bit. You could also be going through some ascension, and these are some symptoms of that. So you could be feeling like things are really like draining you. Give yourself that day to rest. If it takes all damn day, you want to just sleep all day, give that self to you. You may feel so much better. You may need to sacrifice going out with friends, or sacrifice, like putting off something. Obviously, I'm not encouraging you to put off responsibilities that are going to then create issues for you and cause a domino effect. But if you are able to sacrifice some things for the greater good for you, that is actually going to pay off for you in the future. You are clearing space. If you're having a meltdown, you need to go out somewhere where, I'm seeing someone's like screaming in a field or something like that. You're really releasing. So release so that you are clearing space for the new. I don't know if you heard that bird. Okay, one last. And okay, these are the last two cards I'm going to pull. Accept disappointments gracefully. Because I do feel like with however this is going to play out, I do feel like there are going to be disappointments. Whether it's that your intuition is confirmed, and things that you may have been suspecting are going to play out in that way that you're actually pretty accurate, kind of like I was saying in the beginning. How I'm not always like 100% accurate, like right, but I'm more accurate than inaccurate. And sometimes that is disappointing. It is. But we can forgive and we can forget. It starts with us. We forgive ourselves first. Forgive yourself first. Forgive yourself for putting up with stuff for a long time. Forgive yourself for not standing up for yourself, not putting yourself first. Every second, I just said this to someone, as actually the person that first showed me the photo of the notes that were taken, in the beginning of this video. I told them, because they were talking about something else, and I told them, every second, literally every second, is a new opportunity for us to make a different choice. Every second, every freaking second. Doesn't have to be every day. I mean, it is still every day, but we don't have to wait till the next day. Literally every second. I don't know who needed to hear that. I feel like I'm gonna cry, or like I want to cry. So somebody may need to release some emotions, some pent up emotions, and it could come out in the form of tears. It's healing. You can also use nature to help you kind of cleanse your energy. Let's say it's going to be raining. Go out in the rain. Sit out in the sunlight. If it's really super windy, go stand somewhere and let the wind just, move you and blow your hair around, or, just Just, let's say it's super, super windy, just stand in the middle of it. Get into some water. Use nature. It's free. It's healing. It's grounding. It connects us. To an energy that isn't connected to like another, human. I'm just trying to think of any other anything else today that has come to me that has to do with this situation. I'm hearing sirens right now. I don't know if you can hear that or not. And also sit in some silence. Be open, tune in and sit in some silence, because a lot will come to you then. You will really benefit from it. So that is all that I have at 1 hour, 36 seconds, 36 minutes and 53 seconds. If you have stayed this long, again, please leave some comment, a like, subscribe to the channel, share this with someone that you think may need to hear it. Check out the playlists. We will see you next time. Again, I'm very, very grateful. Let me know what time, let me know what time you stayed until, if you're at the end at 1 hour, 37 minutes and 35 seconds, 37 seconds. Put it in the comments, and we will see you next time. Thank you so much.